Everyone's talking about Prime Big Deal days, but no one's talking about sewing. And since sewing never shows up on those trending Prime Day list, I pulled together the best fall favorites 2025 just for you. Now I've broken everything down into 3 quick categories. 1, beginner picks, 2, intermediate favorites, and 3, everyday sewist must-haves. So no matter where you are in your sewing journey, you'll find something here. I'll mention a few specific and general items, but everything, including my full curated list, is linked on my Amazon storefront below. Some deals may change or sell out, so be sure to check the list for the latest prices. First up, beginner picks. Okay, I know it's kind of an obvious one to start with, but anytime there's a major sale like Prime Big Day deals, it really is the best time to grab a sewing machine if you've been thinking about it. Now, I'm not calling out a specific model here, but if you're not sure where to start, I have a full video on how to choose the best sewing machine for beginners, which I'll link up here and in the description below. And on my Amazon storefront, I've already listed a few machines that have early deals. I'm not specifically recommending those models. They're just a few solid options worth checking out based on their specs and accessories. Now the second item is this Dritz magnetic needle case. One thing that I like about it is that it holds all of the needles nice and organized. The needles won't fall out or dump out of a case. You can see them all clearly, and it's a way to keep all the needles organized without having to break them down into categories that don't fit. Some of the organizers that I saw that were specifically for machine needles had like maybe 3 sections, and so if you had more than 3 different needle types, it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense. You'd have to mix them up anyway. So I found this, and I think that it's just a much more convenient solution for a variety of reasons. Next is a measuring tape and a seam ripper. These two are definitely beginner essentials. Now the reason I recommend a measuring tape is because you need at least one measuring tool, and if you can only get one thing right now, a measuring tape is probably the most versatile. And of course you'll need a seam ripper because you'll definitely make some mistakes. It's inevitable, so it's just a great item to have on hand, especially if you're getting started. Now the final one in this section is a magnetic seam guide, which will help you keep your stitches straight as you get started. It's magnetic, so it just clips right onto the bed of the machine. It has this adjustable clip, which you can turn with this dial here, so you can line up your fabric against here, and then this little lever helps put some pressure on the fabric and keep it in place. It's a great item if you're getting started to help you practice and get a handle of sewing those stitches and seams straight, and it's typically on sale during Prime Day events. Now, on to level 2 picks. Now the next thing I'd recommend is rotary cutter replacement blades or scalloped blades. These are great to keep on hand so that you have fresh blades whenever they're needed. These blades can dull fast, and of course you want to keep things sharp, especially when you're cutting fabric regularly. You'll always need more, so it's great to take advantage of the existing sales to stock up on necessary supplies. Also, consider getting some scalloped blades because they're great for preventing fraying and adding a little bit of flair to some projects. Another item is project hardware, like swivel hooks or key rings or O-rings. If you've been eyeing a fall sewing project, like this tote bag I have coming out later this week, go ahead and grab your O-rings and swivel hooks while they're on sale. I've linked several hardware sets that already have Prime Big Day deal discounts. So if you think you'll need something for a project, now's a great time to stock up. Now another thing to consider is a multi-pack of thread for variety. That's how I got this whole spool rack here. Buying a multi-pack is a good deal because it's cheaper than buying thread spools individually. They can be quite expensive on their own. It's also a great way to stock up so that you have on hand whatever you need for all of those fall sewing projects. Plus it looks cool filling out your spool rack anyway. And it reduces stress because you never have to wonder if you have the right color. Now the last item in this section is fun sewing pins or pin cushions. Now if you're sewing more often and you want to make your workspace a little bit brighter, fun sewing pins and a pin cushion like this can be a great choice. I love these button pins, seriously, they're so cute. And it's so much fun using them. And a pumpkin pin cushion can be especially fun going into the fall sewing season. Technically, this is a pumpkin-shaped pin cushion. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And speaking of next, my new tote bag tutorial project goes up this Friday. So please come back for that. I'm really excited about it and I hope you will be too. Alright, now let's wrap up with the everyday sewing must-haves. First on our list is bulk zipper packs, especially multicolor ones. Now I have a multicolored pack of 9-inch and 14-inch here, so I pretty much have almost anything I could need for the type of projects that I do regularly. I mean, zippers in every size and color on hand, so you always have what you need. Yes, please, that's my style for sure. And it's way more affordable than buying each zipper individually. So if you know you're going to be using a lot of different zippers and always cycling through projects, now is a great time to stock up on those. Now the next thing I consider is bulk hardware packs. If you need a lot of swivel hooks repeatedly, strap adjusters if you make a lot of purses, key rings, O-rings, you name it, now's a great time to get them. A lot of sewing hardware is already on sale, so if you're someone who does a lot of projects, makes a lot of gifts, or you sell a particular item, now is a great time to stock up on all those things that you go through quickly. And again, it's always more affordable than individual sale. Now next is cam snaps, buttons, or any type of fastener kits. And so if you're doing lots of different projects where you think you might need like a fun little fastener or something, now is a great time to stock up on those, as well as get special kits like this. A lot of kits and hardware is on sale right now. And if you haven't already made this switch, I would definitely recommend it. One of the things that I really enjoy is this cam snap kit because it comes with all of the supplies needed, the pliers, all the different colors. And so if you're like me, you'll have whatever color you need on hand anytime, and it's a lot easier. So great deal for sure. And if you're worried that the plastic snaps might not work for you, I also picked up a metal kit that's for stronger projects or thicker fabrics. So it's a great time to get that too. So just like a lot of things in this list, if you're doing lots of projects, making lots of gifts, I highly recommend you pick up one of these fastener kits because it'll save you tons of time and you'll have anything that you need anytime for any project. And lastly, be sure to check out seasonal ribbons and trims. They can be so expensive individually. So now's the time to find the best deals on those cozy colors, texture details, and everything you'll want on hand for those upcoming projects and gifts. Well, that wraps up my top Prime Big Deal Day picks. You'll find everything I mentioned and more linked in my Amazon storefront below, which I will continue to update throughout the sale. And if you want even more ideas, check out my previous Prime Day video, which I'll link here, where I cover some of my favorite items to be on the lookout for. Bye!